Tell me something. How can a global superstar, an Oscar-winning actress, a cultural icon like Lady Gaga appear in Wednesday Season 2, Part 2 and vanish in less than 2 minutes? Yes, you heard me right. 1 minute and 50 seconds. That's not a roll. That's barely a blink. That's the kind of cameo where if you look down at your phone for a text, you'd miss the entire thing. And yet, Netflix hyped this up as if Lady Gaga was about to redefine the show. And here's where it gets messy. Was this brilliant marketing, or a total scam? Because let's be honest, if you dangle Lady Gaga in front of millions of viewers who worship her, you're not just promoting a show. You're making a promise. A promise that Wednesday's world would collide with Gaga's eccentric, theatrical, spooky energy. And instead, we got what? A ghostly teacher who flickers on screen, mutters a few lines, swaps some bodies, and disappears like she never existed. Let me ask you this, did Netflix trick us? Or are we the fools for expecting more than a glorified cameo? I'll admit it, I was hyped. The moment the rumors dropped that Gaga was joining Wednesday, my mind went wild. I imagined her as a sinister headmistress. Maybe a rival psychic with powers to rival Morticia. Or even a twisted villain who could haunt Nevermore Academy from beyond the grave. Gaga's entire career screams Wednesday Addams energy. She embodies the outcast, the eccentric, the unapologetically bizarre. If anyone was born to thrive in Tim Burton's Gothic playground, it's her. And yet, 1 minute and 50 seconds. That's all we got. Now here's the kicker. The marketing didn't frame this as a cameo. No, it was teased as a role. Entire trailers leaned on Gaga's presence. Headlines ran wild. Lady Gaga joins Wednesday. Gaga makes spooky cameo. Clips of her song for Enid and Agnes' showcase were used as bait. Netflix knew exactly what they were doing. And that's why fans are furious. Because it's not just about Gaga's appearance being short. It's about expectation vs reality. It's about being promised a storm and getting a drizzle. And it begs the question, was this artistic choice or corporate manipulation? Think about it. Enid and Wednesday's friendship takes center stage this season. Francois's hide is grotesque, borderline nightmare fuel. The morning star cult overstays its welcome. And then Gaga shows up, drops a song, flips a scene, and vanishes. It almost feels like she was used as a distraction, a shiny object to keep us watching, while the plot staggered in places. And before anyone says, "But Gaga is busy!" Sure, she is. She's making albums, touring, filming Joker 2. We get it. But that doesn't change the fact that this was marketed as something bigger. If you're going to put Lady Gaga in a show, give her a role worthy of her name. So here's the real problem. And I want you to think about this carefully. Are streaming giants like Netflix using celebrities as bait? Because it's starting to look that way. Gaga's cameo isn't the first time fans felt short, changed by a hyped guest star. And it definitely won't be the last. Now I want to pause here. Because if you're the kind of viewer who's sick of these bait and switch tactics, if you're tired of being promised shocking roles that turn out to be blink, and you miss it cameos, then you need to subscribe to this channel right now. Because we don't just accept what they feed us. We dig deeper, we expose the manipulation, and we talk about the truth behind the hype. Back to Gaga. Let's look at this from another angle. Why would Netflix risk angering fans like this? The answer is simple: hype equals money. Lady Gaga's name alone guarantees millions of extra clicks, articles, tweets, TikToks, Instagram reels. The second her casting leaked, Wednesday went viral again before it even premiered. And that's the dirty little secret nobody wants to admit. Sometimes, these cameos aren't about storytelling at all. They're about marketing, and honestly, that hurts. Because Wednesday Season 2 already had so much going for it. Enid's arc was beautiful. Wednesday's dry wit is sharper than ever. The show didn't need Gaga to succeed. But instead of giving her a meaningful role, they slapped her in like a collectible sticker, flashy, rare, but ultimately useless in the bigger picture. And let's be real, Gaga deserved better. The outcast queen herself, the woman who wore a meat dress to the VMAs, the artist who turned mainstream pop into a gothic opera, the actress who stunned the world in A Star is Born and House of Gucci. You can't tell me she wasn't capable of stealing the show if given the chance. So here's the haunting question that lingers. Why waste her? Why hype her up only to throw her away in a glorified cameo? Was there a bigger storyline cut? Was this a contractual obligation? Or was Netflix banking on the simple fact that we'd tune in just to see her name in the credits? Whatever the answer, one thing is clear: Lady Gaga's cameo in Wednesday Season 2 will go down as one of the most disappointing bait and switch moments in Netflix history. And the worst part, fans deserved better. Gaga deserved better. And maybe, just maybe, Wednesday deserved better too. Okay, let's get real. Because Lady Gaga's cameo in Wednesday Season 2, Part 2 wasn't just short, it was strategic. And if you think I'm exaggerating, just wait until you hear the behind-the-scenes truth that nobody's talking about. First, Gaga's character. She wasn't just some random ghost teacher. Her name, Miss Corrigan. Sound familiar? It should. In European folklore, Corrigans are mischievous, shape-shifting spirits tied to darkness, deception, and fate. That's not an accident. That's Tim Burton digging deep into mythology to give Gaga's 2-minute scene a hidden weight. Now here's where it gets sinister. Miss Corrigan's ability to swap bodies wasn't just a gimmick. It was a breadcrumb. A clue that the show may be setting up a larger narrative in Season 3. Think about it. Wednesday has faced monsters, cults, and conspiracies. But what happens when she faces an enemy who can rewrite reality itself by swapping souls? Suddenly, the stakes are cosmic. And Gaga's cameo wasn't just filler. It was a seed. A seed we were never supposed to question. But Netflix underestimated us. They thought we'd swoon, clap, move on. Instead, fans noticed. They noticed how Miss Corrigan's power resembled the Hyde curse. They noticed how her song wasn't just for Enid and Agnes. It was almost like a spell, a ritual woven in music. Did you catch that? Lady Gaga literally cast magic through song. That's not random. That's Burton doing his favorite thing, hiding horrors in plain sight. And yet, here's the forbidden part. Why cut her screen time so brutally? Why reduce Gaga to a cameo when her lore screamed bigger role? The answer: contracts. Gaga is tied up with Joker 2, her tour schedule, and album commitments. She couldn't film for weeks on end. Netflix knew this. Burton knew this. So instead of writing her out entirely, they weaponized her absence. They created a cameo, hyped it, and used the illusion of Gaga as marketing gold. And you know what? It worked. Wednesday Season 2 shattered streaming records. Social media lit up. Gaga trended on X, TikTok edits went viral, fan theories exploded. All from less than 2 minutes of screen time. Here's the dirty secret: cameos like this aren't made for the story anymore. They're made for the algorithm. The TikTok clips. The YouTube breakdowns. The Twitter outrage. Gaga's cameo was a content machine, not a narrative choice. But let's stir the pot a little more. What if Gaga's role wasn't just marketing? What if we're missing the point? Because if you freeze frame her final scene, something strange happens. When Miss Corrigan vanishes, her shadow lingers for half a second too long. Almost like it's alive. Almost like she didn't vanish at all, but slipped into someone else's body. Now let me hit you with a theory that's going to blow your mind. What if Miss Corrigan is still in Nevermore, hiding inside another character? Think about it. This explains the eerie shift in Francoise's demeanor after episode 7. It explains why Enid suddenly hesitates in moments where she used to act boldly. It even explains the haunting smile we catch from Principal Weems' portrait in the finale. Like someone else is looking through it.